A lot of my toys, I used to open them up just so I could see what's inside. I had a science teacher called Mr. Carter. Every lesson, he would be doing new experiments with us. You could actually see the excitement and the joy on his face. I feel like that passion was passed on to me. I realized that the teacher has a massive impact on how a student perceives the subject. I'm normally in my back garden, might be dressed in a tracksuit. Sometimes I might use some colloquial terms and probably got my plaits in. When students see that, they're gonna think, oh, that guy is dressed like me, he looks like me, he talks like me as well, and that guy is a scientist. If he comes from a similar background as me and he can become a biomedical scientist, then there's no reason why I can't do it as well.
Hello, welcome to the next episode of Beyond the Grade. Now, today I thought we'd delve a little bit more deeply into the idea of pupil engagement. How do we encourage students to become more invested in their learning, more interested, more engaged, more curious? And how can we use different forms of digital media to do that, to achieve that in the classroom, which we're all striving to do? Well, we thought a really good person to talk to is absolutely doing that, walking the walk and using a variety of different forms of digital media to really captivate his audience. He's called Emanuel Wallace, aka known as Big Manny. Is a science-first content creator and music artist. With a master's degree in biomedical science, Manny creates age-friendly and class-friendly content that is entertaining, educational, and experimental. Manny has a combined following of 3.6 million followers on TikTok and Instagram, and has appeared on Blue Peter and regularly collaborates with BBC Bitesize. His debut children's book, Science is Lit, was published in August 2024, and it's terrific. I am really looking forward to this conversation. I hope you enjoy it as much as we're going to. Well, thank you for joining us today. I know how busy you are and how in demand you are, and you've got an awful lot that you're doing. So we are very lucky to have you with us on this podcast, and it's going to be a cracking conversation. So thank you for joining us today, Manny.
Thank you for having me, Andrew. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, great. So for the few people out there that may not be aware of what you do, I can't believe there are many, but can you just start by telling us a little bit about your journey to date, really, and why the interest in science particularly, and when did that start?
Yes, my name is Emanuel Wallace. I'm also known as Big Manny, and I'm a content creator. Yep. So I make social media videos pertaining to chemistry, biology, a little bit of physics as well. And the aim of these videos is to educate GCSE students and also Key Stage 3 students, and to help them with their exams, with their homework, and just to generally inspire them with science. And the way that I got into science is when I was a child, I was naturally very inquisitive. I just had a lot of questions about how life works, how things work. And naturally, I just gravitated towards science because it answered all of those questions that I had.
Right.
So that's how I got into it.
So your house was maybe covered in items that you'd taken apart?
Yes, yeah,
and
definitely
rebuilt?
was. Yes, yeah. A lot of my toys, I used to open them up just so I could see what's inside.
Did you really?
Yeah.
From a young age?
Yeah, ever since I was a child, about 3, 4. I was just really curious.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know how things work, how the world works.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of my toys, I would open them up.
Right.
My dad, he used to collect cars, little toy cars, like model cars.
Right.
And I used to open those up and break them.
Yeah.
So he wasn't very happy about that. But
can you imagine?
yeah, but I was just curious. It's
that curiosity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get into that, I think, actually, as we chat. Your unique content teaches and informs in a highly entertaining way as well. So I'm keen to know, did you benefit from an engaging and entertaining teacher when you were at school? Who inspired you at school?
Yes, I definitely did.
You did? Right.
Yeah, when I was in year 8, I had a science teacher called Mr. Carter, and literally every lesson he would be doing new experiments with us. And when he was teaching us, you could actually see the excitement and the joy on his face because he was genuinely passionate about science. And I feel like that passion was passed on to me. And that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today, because I want to inspire the children with science the same way my teacher inspired me. because I realized that the teacher has a massive impact on how a student perceives the subject. It can either make a student love the subject forever, or it can turn them away from it and then they never want to pursue it. So yeah, my science teacher did that for me, so I want to do the same thing.
And you're here today because of it, really.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah,
definitely.
clearly. And why do you think it's so important for children to see the relevance of science in their daily lives? Because it's something you talk about a lot, I think.
Yeah, science is everywhere. And something that I hear from a lot of students is like from when they're learning in school, a lot of them say, how is this going to benefit me in real life?
Yeah.
How can I actually apply this to my daily life?
Yeah.
For example, a student might be learning Pythagoras theorem in maths, and they're thinking, I'm never going to use this in my daily life.
Maybe thinking that. So
what I try to do is show them how it's going to be applied. So for example, I do a lot of experiments with sodium metal. And sodium is extremely reactive and explosive when you put it into water. You get a lot of fire, you get some nice explosions.
Right.
But what a lot of people don't know is that we consume sodium on a daily basis in the form of sodium chloride. But that sodium is chemically stable, so that's why it doesn't explode when we eat it. So I just want to show people that, sodium can explode, but at the same time, it's something that is vital for our everyday survival.
Yeah, I love that. Great example.
Yeah, I just want to show people both sides.
And that's real science in your life. Well, inside you. Yeah, real science every day. And I suppose you hope that love of science and that fascination for science is something they'll continue to take with them, I suppose, as they get older. That's the plan, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
In a way.
Yeah. I do hope that they will pick it up and pursue it as a career.
So you've mentioned already briefly, and I've kind of preempted it, that you were an inquisitive child, the type to sort of take things apart to see how they worked. Do you think maybe we could try and make more of that in school, give kids the opportunity to take things apart more?
Yeah, I think that would be extremely beneficial for young people, because children specifically, they learn very well with their hands. And when they're actually doing something and they're getting stuck in, it can help to make the information, it's going to stick more in their brain. They're going to be more likely to remember it, because it's not just a case of them just reading something off of a page or being taught something. They're actually getting involved. So that memory is going to form a stronger memory. So they'll be more likely to retain the information. That's why I want to put an emphasis on how important it is for students to do science experiments. Because if they're not actually getting involved and doing it, then it'll be a lot more difficult for them.
Quite abstract, isn't it? Unless you're actually getting involved. It's quite an abstract thing otherwise.
Yeah.
You need to really...
Definitely.
So as well as your brilliant films and events and all the different things that you do, you write books, and I'm really interested in those. And they are so accessible and fun. Now, I'm not a scientist. I don't proclaim to be a scientist at all, but they're very accessible and they're very fun to read. So I just wondered what gave you the idea of writing these books. You can feel free to tell us about the books. And how long does it take you to write one of those science books? Because I assume distilling complex science into palatable words that are quite easy to understand is difficult. So a short book like that will probably take a long time to write.
Yes.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wrote 2 books, a chemistry book aimed at children aged between 8 to 12, and then also a physics book. And they took me about 9 months each to write.
Wow.
And the reason why I decided to write them was because I had the videos, and the reason why I created the science videos was to cater to those who learn visually, so for the visual learners. But then I decided that I'm going to convert these videos into a written format to cater to those who learn through reading as well. And then I decided to do an audiobook version for those who learn through listening. So I just decided to target all of the different ways that people learn, so that I can make my information more accessible to everyone.
It works, and they're really good fun, and your voice really comes through. They seem quite sort of, I can hear you saying it, because I've seen the physics book. I loved it, absolutely loved it. by the end of reading it, I tell you, I was actually genuinely quite interested in physics, and I wasn't at school. And I should have been, but I wasn't. And I started to realize what I'd missed out on, actually, because of the way you explain it. Every time I was turning a page, I thought, that is genuinely fascinating. Why did I not know that, So fair play. So presumably you've done a chemistry and a physics. So is there another one coming?
Yeah, I mean, it's only right that I do the biology one as well.
Shame to leave it out.
Yeah.
So you're going to do that?
Yeah, I do have plans to complete the trilogy.
Yeah. Great.
And get the biology one out there as well.
So how might schools and specifically teachers then, in your view, raise pupil engagement in science, raise the joy of science? What could they learn from your work? Because a lot of people listening to this will be teachers. Not everybody, but some will be teachers. How can they help to sort of, engage the children in science? What would you say?
Well, I can draw reference to some of the methods that I use to engage pupils.
Yeah.
And one of them is the way that I present myself.
Yeah.
So in my videos, I'm normally in my back garden.
Okay.
I might be dressed in a tracksuit.
Yeah.
Probably got my plaits in. And when students see that, they're going to think, oh, that guy is dressed like me. Oh, he looks like me. And also, sometimes I might use some colloquial terms in my videos as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to say, oh, he talks like me as well.
Yeah.
And that guy is a scientist.
Yep.
So if he comes from a similar background as me and he can become a biomedical scientist, then there's no reason why I can't do it as well. So that's the rationale behind how I present myself on camera, because I want to show young people that this is attainable and it's not something that is out of your reach.
It's better. It's easier for children to believe it if they can see it. And you mentioned that in your own content, to use your words, you wear a tracksuit, you have plaits and so forth. The way you speak and so forth might be familiar to some. Do you know what I mean? So did you have that sort of role model when you were growing up? Did you see scientists perhaps who were familiar to you?
Yeah, I'll be honest, growing up, I used to watch a lot of scientists online and they were very traditional, conventional scientists with the white lab coat on, goggles on, looking very professional and polished. And I didn't see any scientists that look like me. So that's one of the reasons why I do the work that I do today, because I want to connect with those young students who are thinking about pursuing science, but they're not seeing any scientists in the field that look like them. So that's what I'm here for, to show them that we are here, we're visible, and give it a go.
An overarching theme for this podcast, for the series really, is kind of how we prepare children and young people for their later lives, beyond school, and moving beyond academic subjects, important though academic subjects are. But just for a moment, beyond that, what do you think are some of the skills and attitudes that we should be developing in children today to help them with their future individual adult lives? What sort of skills?
I think one of the most important skills that helped me throughout my life, not only in education, but in my career as well, is commitment and dedication and seeing something through.
Seeing something through.
Because sometimes we might start something and then halfway through we might give up because things get tough. But if you can actually just see it through, then it's going to put us in a much better position. So that's what I would advise young people to do. Just stick at it, whatever it is that you're doing. If you make a decision that you're going to pursue something, see it through right till the end. It could be anything. You could have a gym goal, you could have a career goal, could be anything, something big, something small, but whatever you commit yourself to,
see it through. Yeah.
And also a piece of advice that I employ in my everyday life and in everything that I do is anything that you do it to the best of your ability. It could be something as small as making a cup of tea, or it could be something as big as getting yourself a master's degree, but do it to the best of your ability, the best that you can. And that way, even if you don't achieve what you set out to achieve, you're still satisfied because you know that you gave your all and you gave everything that you could. So there's nothing else that could be done. So anything you do, do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah, quite right. It must have been, as it is for every undergraduate, pitching up at university to embark on a science degree that you did. I can't think of anything more difficult personally. You managed to keep that positivity and that commitment through university all the way to a science degree. That can't be easy.
Yeah.
I'm in awe of people who've done science degrees. I always am, because I don't know how you did it.
Yeah, it was challenging at
It
times.
can't have been easy all the time.
No, it wasn't. But the thing about my university degree is that not only did I learn about science, chemistry and biology, but it also taught me how to overcome challenges as well.
Yeah, quite.
And it taught me that commitment and that dedication. So education is not just about learning the subject knowledge. You also gain other skills that you can apply in different areas of your life.
And what might you say to somebody who thinks they're no good at science? And it might be a student at school. They just feel that science isn't for them, or maybe they are actually studying science and they're a little bit older, but they're having a bad day, and they're considering whether it's for them or not. What might you say to motivate them to keep going?
Well, I can give one piece of advice, something that really helped me with my studies of biomedical science, and even just in secondary school as well. And it may sound simple, but what it is revise early.
Right.
As soon as the term started, I would start making my notes on each topic and organizing it in a folder. And I would never wait until 1 week or 2 weeks before the exam to start getting my notes together. I was revising literally from the first week of term. And if I learned something, let's say I learned something on Monday, by the weekend, I'm going to go over it just to consolidate that knowledge. Because the quicker you go over the knowledge, the more likely it is to stick in your brain. If you wait until weeks to revisit that knowledge, then it's going to be like you're learning it all over again, because you would have forgotten it by then. So the key is to revise early, start early, and
it is, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't lose that way.
Avoid the panic.
Yeah.
Avoid the last minute panic.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work. Yeah. That's such a good life skill, that is, actually. That's a good lesson for life generally, actually. Prepare early, plan, and get the right pace that's comfortable, isn't it? Rather than this last minute.
Yeah, you don't want the last minute rush.
No, you don't want a last minute rush. Yeah. Something else I wanted to talk to you about was, your blend, if you like, of educational content. It's quite a hybrid model. It's so interesting and exciting because it's a mixture. It's a multimedial sort of mixture of film work, and obviously the books, the live events that you're going to be doing, and also, of course, the kits. I mean, it's a three-dimensional thing. You're literally making and producing science kits for children and young people to use. Do you think that there's a lesson there for schools, maybe? Do you think the future of education might become more blended, more hybrid, less textbook-based?
Yeah, definitely. I believe it will. Because if we look at society, we can see that people's attentions is diverting away from television and it's going towards social media.
Right.
And social media videos are short videos, short clips.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why my science videos are 1 minute long, because what I aim to do is condense a lot of information within that minute and present it to the students, because sometimes when students are in lesson for an hour, towards the end of the hour they can lose their concentration. They're not really paying attention as much. So if I can just give it to them in that minute, majority of students can stay engaged for a minute.
Yeah.
And that's why
that's good.
I feel that schools could incorporate some of these more condensed forms of teaching.
And how long, I'm bound to ask, how long does it take you to put together and produce a 1 minute demonstration?
It could easily take me a whole day.
Yeah, I bet.
6 to 7 hours to produce one video. Because first I need to research the experiment.
Yeah.
Sometimes if it's a new experiment I haven't done before, I may test it out first just to see how it works. After that, I film it, and then I edit all the clips together, and then I add the voiceover, and then so that can easily take me a day to make a video.
And it's working because you've got a very significant following. now. I mean, it's remarkable. It's incredible, and rightly so. But I just wonder, that's not an overnight success, is it? That's hard work and graft and self-discipline, as you often talk about. Just talk us through briefly that rise to being so valued, not just famous, valued as well. Do you know what I mean? So how did you manage that? How did you manage to get the following that you have?
Well, I used to work as a science technician in a secondary school.
Right.
And I used to prepare
right.
all of the experiments for the
Did you?
students. And one day I just decided, why don't I just start filming these experiments so that I can teach and reach even more students online? And this was like around the time of lockdown. And as we all remember, there was a lot of school closures.
That's right.
And as a result, students missed out on a lot of science.
Yep.
So that's why I made the videos to help them catch up with all that they missed out on during the lockdown, to bridge that knowledge gap that had occurred. And that's how it got started.
And it's just continuing now. And of course, you're having to continue to generate content all the time, I suppose, aren't you, really, now?
Yes, yeah. So
and that's a big job.
Yeah, I'm always researching experiments and thinking of new ideas. But what I tend to do is stick quite closely to the curriculum, because I want to create content that is going to be most beneficial to the students.
Yeah.
So a lot of the videos that I do are practicals that are done in the schools as well. So I can draw a lot of inspiration from the national curriculum.
Thank you for that. Maybe another question that I kind of feel I haven't really asked yet. And while you're sat with us, I'd love you to just lay out briefly your glimpse into the future from a science point of view. What are some of the bigger headlines that you think we're going to see in the next 5, 10, 20 years even, which in terms of science and technology is an incredibly long time. But what do you expect to see as some of the big news headlines in science?
I think one of the main things to look out for is lithium metal.
Okay.
Because lithium is used to produce all of these new batteries that we have.
Of course.
For example, in electric vehicles, solar panels, and one to look out for, electric planes. That could be on.
Why don't we see electric planes? I've just realised that.
That's something that is most likely going to be on the horizon.
Right.
I believe personally.
Yeah. Why don't we see them at the moment then, Manny? What's the reason for that? Why have they not been produced? Too expensive?
To be honest, I'm not quite sure why they haven't been produced yet, but I would speculate that probably safety. They have to test it, make sure that it's because an electric car on a vehicle and a car is one thing, but having an electric plane, that's a whole different.
It's got to work.
It's
got to work.
And then plus, there's so much more weight associated with the batteries. So if we're gonna have an electric plane,
of course,
how are we gonna offset that weight? So
so maybe
fuel is lighter.
We're waiting to refine the process of battery making so that it can be very small and still do the job and still be powerful, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what I would assume. Yeah, but they are getting a lot smaller by the day. So we're edging closer and closer towards that. So
another quick question then. Have you got any sort of tips and strategies, just quick tips for teachers who perhaps for whom science is not their degree subject, but they are teaching science, or for those who are very experienced science teachers who've been teaching it for a while? Any tips for them to make their lessons even more creative and more engaging?
Yeah, I think that as a teacher, what you want to do is capture the students' attention
definitely
for that hour.
Right.
And a great way to do that is by breaking up the lesson with some interactive activities that the students can do. Maybe something that they can physically get involved with their hands.
Without a doubt.
Or it could be a quiz, something that's more mental, like they're challenging each other in like a competition kind of way. But the point is that you don't just want to have an hour of lecturing, because after a while the students are going to switch off. So you just want to break it up with something interactive that they can actually do and get involved, and they can take charge and say, okay, right now I have to do this, I have to have these goals, and it just helps to keep them engaged
It does,
and
doesn't it?
helps to keep them switched on.
Yeah. Break up the rhythm.
Yeah.
Different activities, different sort of media, really, to deliver that content and to engage with it and keep it practical, as you say. And as a former lab technician, you know how much work is involved in doing that, but you're saying it's worth it, isn't it, really?
Definitely.
It's really worth doing that if you can. Yeah. So when you've been creating all your own different experiments and things and producing that fantastic content, I'm bound to ask, has anything ever gone wrong? Because some of the stuff you do is quite dangerous.
I have had an occasion or two where something's blown up in my face.
Really?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the thing with me, because my background is a science technician.
Yeah. You know what you're doing.
And I've always got my PPE on, always got my protective equipment. So my gloves, my goggles, I make sure that I'm at a safe distance.
Yeah, you take that seriously, don't you?
100%.
Yeah, you do. I can tell you do.
Take it very seriously.
Yeah.
Safety is paramount.
Yeah, absolutely. We've just got some quick fire questions for you now at the end, if that's all right.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'd love to know when you were 10 years old. So the 10-year-old Manny, what did he want to be when he was growing up?
10-year-old Manny wanted to be an astronaut. He wanted to fly in a rocket.
Makes sense. I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Why did you want to be an astronaut?
Well, I was fascinated with vehicles when I was a child.
Taking them apart? Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so I love cars, trains, trucks, tractors, planes. And I found that the rocket is the pinnacle of human travel. Can't get anything faster than that.
It's a big one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to go in a rocket and become an astronaut.
Okay.
Because I just thought rockets were the best.
Top form of transport, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any closer to that? Do you still harbour the same? I could see it.
I do still have a deep interest in physics and space.
Do you? Yeah.
But I've just leaned more towards the chemistry and biology side.
Understood.
So I don't think I'll become an astronaut now.
I don't know.
But
I could see it.
I mean, if they invited me, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't turn it down.
You never know. I can imagine that. I'd love to see you filmed doing some events on the moon or Mars. I'd watch that. I really would. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, that would be brilliant.
I'd love to see that. If you could give your teenage self a piece of advice, so you were speaking to a, I don't know, 14, 15-year-old version of you, what might you say to that teenager?
I would say be a bit bolder.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Don't be too reserved.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there a bit more.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Don't be shy.
Yeah. Yeah. Be bolder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would say to my younger self.
That's a really important life lesson, that, isn't it? For all of us, I think, actually. I really like that one. So be bolder. Back yourself, as I say, believe in yourself, isn't it? Yeah. Which is so terribly difficult, I think, maybe for a lot of teenagers. What's one lesson that you learned in school, and it can be to do with science or it can be to do with anything, that you still use today?
I would say discipline. Discipline is one of
good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the main things that I learned from school. Just things as simple as making sure my homework is submitted on time.
Yeah.
Making sure I'm punctual. I'll get to school on time.
Yeah.
That discipline
love that.
I learned from school, again, I applied it in other areas.
Yeah.
And it's helped me in so many ways. Even just things like just making sure you get up early, you have a routine. And discipline can take you much further than what you could imagine.
I'm with you on that one, Manny. I would actually put that up at the top, because I think after years and years and years of working in schools, I'm often asked, what's kind of one of the most or the most important skill in learning. And there was a time when I would say curiosity, creativity, the imagination. In actual fact, the older I get, the more I actually say now it's self-discipline, which makes me sound terribly old-fashioned, but I think it's self-discipline, actually. But I find that self-discipline is so closely linked to self-worth and self-esteem. Because when your self-worth and self-esteem are low, inevitably your self-discipline takes a hit. Do you know what I mean? Takes a knock. Yeah. But I'm with you on that. I think discipline, that's such a really good life lesson to teach, isn't it? It's a nice one to take away that.
I think that's a brilliant point, because curiosity, motivation, they can fade. But discipline, that's something that you make sure it happens. That's not something that fades.
You're in control of that.
Yeah, I think discipline is, very important.
Great. I'm with you on that one. Please tell us about some of the exciting projects or plans that you've got coming up, because I'm sure you've got a busy diary. What are you up to?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So recently I just released a children's science kit.
Kit.
Yeah, science
I'm
kit.
going to get one. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do with this kit?
So there's loads of fun experiments, safe experiments for children to try at home. Because a lot of my experiments, it's not safe for people to do at home.
Right.
A lot of explosions, a lot of fire. So that's
Your
why.
neighbours must love you.
Yeah, they've got a nice view from the window and they can see
true.
everything.
They've got a free view. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's safe forms of blowing things up.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But this year, I'm planning to take the science, take it live. So do some live science experiment shows as well.
Oh, sort of road shows.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
superb.
Yeah. Just give people a bit of a more immersive experience with the experiments.
Yeah.
So
They're gonna be
that's something
popular.
that putting that together at the moment.
So we'll share details, obviously, underneath this podcast as how people can reach, can not necessarily reach you, but can actually come to those events, because I think there'll be a lot of interest in that. And are they planned for later this year?
Yes, planned for towards the end of the year.
Fantastic. Great. You're going to get big audiences. I, for one, will certainly be there. I'd love to come and see some experiments live. Yeah.
I'm going to look out for you in the crowd.
You must. Yeah. I'll bring a stepladder. Good. Really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time. I know it's very valuable. You're very much in demand. But good luck. I think you're doing a cracking job with what you're doing. So thank you very much. Lovely to talk to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.